Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to our podcast, Away Television. I'm here with little soda-boi. He's in Salem, Oregon right now. I'm here in St. Catharines, Ontario. We're just going to
Oh,
talk about some
Canada.
stuff. Yeah. And I'm just in a Tim Hortons.
Oh, you're in the Tim Hortons. That's like that's kind of like
It's like Dunkin' Donuts, but like
yeah,
in
yeah,
Canada.
yeah, 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 yeah. That kind of thing. Little
Yeah,
chain
they have
thing.
this thing like called an iced cappuccino. So it's like
Dutch Brothers.
frozen
It
milk.
reminds me of Tim Hortons reminds me of Dutch Brothers. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, true, true. I don't know Dutch Bros, but
They
I
make
think I've heard
coffee.
of them. Coffee. Cool. But yeah, actually, I looked up the Mexican aliens thing. Yeah, and I
Serious.
looked at I saw a meme with like the same picture, and it said, "Bro tried eating without YouTube."
That shit really blows my mind. Like
Yeah,
the Mexican Congress. Apparently, they found these bodies. I think everybody's fixated on like the space, like alien aspect, but I think it's really interesting. Just like as an artifact, they basically found two organic bodies. They did the MRIs, they did a CAT scan. Like it's not paper mache.
yeah,
It's just what I thought. You look at a real life mummy, that shit looks like paper mache. So it's kind of
yeah,
tough. They had it on TV. They had
yeah,
in Mexican Congress, they had these two bodies, and one of them even had jewelry too. They found like a ring around one of their fingers, and it was like a an alloy, like a titanium combined with some other alloy. They were saying, and they found them in a cave, and they carbon dated them that they were in there for thousands and thousands of years or something like that. I feel like aliens might look more like what we think they're going to look like than we realize. You know what I mean? Like I feel
yeah,
like there's like this thing in people's head where like, oh man, the TV's depiction of aliens isn't real. It's all make believe and stuff. They had these bodies and they were laid together next to like they looked like a pet funeral or something, like a dead dog, 2 to 3 feet high. And it had eyes, it had a mouth, it had 3 fingers, which is odd. I know they do stuff differently over there in Mexico, but I mean, like if they have Congress, it would have had to have gone through a lot of people to be like, it would have had to have confirmed its legitimacy to get to that point, I think. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, they do stuff differently up in Mexico. You know what I mean? I know their government isn't like the least corrupt, but I really like
yeah.
that. Oh, dude, speaking of Speaking of like south of the border, do you fuck with Peso Pluma?
I don't know him.
He's like this really huge artist right now, and he's bringing in like this style of they call it like narco music. Basically, there's in the cartel very popular genre of music where people kind of tell the stories of that lifestyle. They talk about the dangers of it. They talk about the relationships within it. They tell stories, kind of like King Von crazy story type of thing. But it's like it's telling the story of Pablo Escobar. Apparently, he wrote a
Yeah,
song. He had a song where he talked about El Chapo and whatnot, and then this guy Peso was set to perform in Tijuana, but banner drops were made around Tijuana saying Peso Pluma is not to perform in Tijuana. Like it will be his last performance, things like this. Very not subtle, like
yeah,
extremely obvious threat. And several of those were put up, or maybe just one, I don't know. But it was enough to like freak out the promoters and stuff, and he canceled in all of those areas. And I just thought that was so interesting because it also parallels another story, like way back in the 70s. And I saw lots of YouTube videos about this. This isn't like my new take, but this artist was also making narco music of a different style, like Chelino Sanchez, if you look him up. as like an OG, and he was actually one of the first people to do it. The singer who would sing about these kind of narco business. He garnered himself a career off the back of singing songs about the cartel. And the cartel was really displeased. And the cartel actually kept leaving him messages. The day that he died, he was on stage. He goes on this crazy video. He walks out on stage, and you can see he's got a note. He pulls the note out of his breast pocket or his inlet pocket in his suit jacket or whatever, and he opens it up, and it's like he's reading it pensively. And he had read the letter and realized that it was a death threat to him, basically saying like, if you do this concert, like, you're a dead man. Like, he read the letter and like folded it back up and definitely put it in his pocket and just like continued the whole set. And you can watch it. He sings his heart out. After the show ended, he took 4 steps off stage and was like just left dead in the parking lot in Tijuana. So that's why now when I hear that about Peso Pluma, it's like the new generation of that, discovering foreign culture and foreign artists and stuff. I think that's really neat.
Yeah,
normalizing it and making it like, oh yeah, of course I listen to music that's not in my language. It's good music. Like, why would I miss out on good music? You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Why miss out on good music?
And lately I've been very I've been kind of like changing up my sound, kind of like, it's more about like what I'm tired of, or what I'm like, the sounds and textures that I'm not using than what I am. I've been like trying to find drums that are cool and don't have like the typical trap drums, or like, you know, just the same. Yeah. I'm trying to get better at vocal mixing too, because, you know, I've been making music and recording vocals for like 12 years now. But I really still do feel like every single time that I make a mix now, I'm learning something new, or like getting a little better, like, because I'm just now figuring out like how to properly use release and attack. I just like twiddle with the knobs until it sounds a little better, because what I'm trying to get is, it's like when the audio dips down, it's like when the audio clips off, because there's a noise gate. When there's silence in the room and there's like a fan going or something, and that's in the background, you can set it so that everything above a certain level is played, but everything below a certain sound level is not played. So like talking would be up here, but like, you know, the rest of the noise, like the, you know, the cat jingling some bells or some crinkling paper or something, would be down here. But it's tough sometimes, because like then when you're singing, the consonants, like you say S at the beginning of the word, but then it treats that as like a sound, like a hissing from, you know, in the background, so it takes it out. Anyway, that's kind of on the vocal mixing side, but mostly what I was talking about is just, I've been going through a big transition when it comes to just like creatively. I always try to embody a feeling of experimentation. It's violent, but it's also fun. And it's also, it's like, it's therapeutic. The experience of making the music it's very obtuse for me. I don't really understand it that much. I was just talking the other day about how like, when I'm singing, I just like open my mouth and stuff comes out. And then afterwards is when I'm thinking like, oh yeah, like, so I guess I was meaning this when I said this and this and that. Because I freestyle my songs. Every time I make a lyric and then I make another lyric, I forget about the lyric before that. You know what I mean?
The lyric before what you said.
Right. It's like when you make those, when you're a kid, you fold up a paper 3 times and there's like a little drawing of a dude, and then, you know, your friend draws the head, your mom draws the body and your uncle draws the feet or whatever. You know what I mean? You're purposefully obscuring part of it so that you can focus on just what's the most natural progression for that small section. I don't know. For me, that garners good results because in the end, oftentimes, like doing that, I'll do that and then I'll look at it and I'll realize it makes a full narrative. But because I wasn't stepping back and looking at a big picture, I just kept running with it. And like sometimes it will make it way, way better than something that I just sat there like, oh man, what do I want to make a song about? Like, oh geez, like what am I feeling? Like I'm always learning even after doing it for so long. I'm still a student and I'm still
learning
new stuff.
True.
And the transition that I was talking about too, it's like it falls into all facets of my life. Like even like I'm sure all my fans will notice like I haven't been like wearing like brand name clothes or anything like that. Like I haven't been wearing any designer or like even like all my clothes are from like thrift now and like Walmart and stuff, and I don't even think about it. And it's like the reason for that is just because like it felt more like I was looking at other people wearing cool fits and then being like, wow, that guy's cool. And then in my head, like thinking like, damn, I hate myself. Like I wish I was like not like cringe. And I'm like, how can I do that? It's like, oh, that one guy wore that thing and I thought it was pretty cool. So why can't I wear that? You know what I mean? And now that I've like had time to reflect upon that thought process and stuff, it just didn't feel like me. I never was really into clothes. Like I never was really into fashion like as a kid, but I got kind of into it. But lately I've just been I've been returning to my roots of just like dressing, but I still have like a look. Like I like very basic things, but and I like funny stuff. Like I like funny like hoodies. Like I have an Ellen DeGeneres hoodie from the Ellen DeGeneres show that says really funny. It says be kind and respect others that Ellen doesn't do. So I find it funny to kind of wear that a lot. But it also was a source of a lot of stress too, because like I feel like, you know, you post a fit pic and like everyone's gonna hate it.
People like it, but some people hate on it.
In your head, awful, you know? You never buy something and you're like, all right, that's it. I did it. I won the outfit game. Like, I'm awesome. It's always just like, oh, man. All right, new boots. All right, damn. Oh, crap. They just dropped some new. Damn, he already got those ones already. Oh, damn, I got to get them. Like, it's so fast. You can't even finish a sentence. Yeah. But besides that, too, like, even just in thinking, like going back to what I was saying, when I thought we were recording way in the beginning, I do want to bring that up again, like the Eckhart Tolle kind of approach to, you know, because he wrote that book, The Power of Now, about mindfulness and being in the current moment.
Exactly.
He had a really powerful approach to how to label and acknowledge your thoughts while not letting them overtake your life. Because the way I do it, it's like I visualize it, you know, it's like a thought comes in and, you know, maybe it makes me physically cringe, or it's just something that, you know, something that embarrasses me, or something that makes me upset, or something that makes me feel humiliated, whatever it is. And then I'm like, okay, so that's what I've just thought about, and I'm thinking about it because this, and this, and maybe I feel like crap because I didn't get enough sleep yesterday, or da-da-da. And like doing that is almost liberating because it separates your sense of self from those momentary setbacks. They don't become you. Your thoughts don't engorge your existence. Like they do for most people. And it's hard. It's really hard. It's like constant practice. It's not like I can do that all the time, but sometimes when you remember shit and you don't want to remember it, it's like, it feels like you have a parasite, bro. It's like, why, with all of God's will and creation, to have a being which is at the whim of some evil thought? Like, damn, I guess life tests you. Either you break or you don't. And you just have to, you have to keep going.
True.
Consistency is really key. Because I'm definitely like, I'm a procrastinator, but not.
Yeah, everybody.
It's like the starting it is the hardest part for me. You know what I mean? I know once I'm in it and once I'm like grounded, I'll start like warming up and getting going. But it's just like, and I feel like a lot of people is like this. So I feel like it's important to bring up. It's just like, I feel like I'm kind of like holding myself back sometimes, but it's like hard not to.
You gotta keep control over your thoughts, and definitely it's not the easiest thing to do. And depending on what's going on with you at the time, it's like sometimes it's a little easier than others. You know, your head's just kind of clear, but then sometimes it gets bogged down with like all these different thoughts, all these different like opinions of yourself, like all these different.
Oh, exactly. And that's another thing this year. Like, I've been trying to not say I hate myself, and more acknowledge the subtlety of, like, you know, I mean, when I look in the mirror, I think I'm ugly or whatever, but it's like, I know that that's my opinion and everyone else has an opinion, and there's no determinator of validity that, you know, usurps either of our even footing on the playing ground. You know what I mean? It's like there's no separation. I'm trying to focus on, most importantly, my musical talent, which I'm not trying to like talk myself up or whatever, but I just mean my abilities, my musical ability, and my kindness and gratitude and open-mindedness and my intellect, even though I'm really stupid. But
little soda-boi ain't no dumb.
I mean, no, I'm stupid in a lot of ways. Just keep it very, 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 very real. But don't take any advice from me. Swear to God, if one person listens to this and like applies this to their life or something, and something goes off, hey, wasn't me. Okay. I am not here. But I genuinely do think that my inclination towards the warmth of the world, because that's what I was kind of thinking about. It's like, how do you describe? Because me, when it comes to religion, like I don't practice any sort of religion, but I want to be as far away from whatever the atheists are doing right now as possible, because even though I don't follow the religious, you know, text, I mean, what religion would I be, you know, what am I going to be, Hindu? But it's basically the same throughout all religions, the basic moral tenets. I mean, give or take some, you know, there's some outliers, Saudi Arabia, stuff like that, where they're still stoning people to death or whatever. But for the most part, there's like a generally accepted, not code of ethics, because that makes it more complicated, but just grounding motivational ideas where like unifying idea.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Blood or Crip?
None of that.
I feel you.
Like gang stuff, like it's just so everywhere now. People that have gang affiliations, like being invited to the White House. You saw Lil Durk at the White House?
Yeah.
Crazy. What is Lil Durk doing? What is a gangster disciple doing at the White House? Anyway, not to get political.
Yeah, everybody knows who Lil Durk is. There's like this random guy in the group home where I live, and he's just like, yeah, Lil Durk Mud is such a good song. It's just like the whitest guy ever. And I'm just like, shit, man. Like, this guy's a superstar. Hey, nice hoodie.
Thanks, dude. I actually dropped a song called Gray Hoodie recently. You hear that one?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I really, lyrically too, I've been more like, I'm not been writing love songs. I haven't been writing flex stuff. I mean, sometimes here and there, like, but for my main core body of work, like for Lil soda-boi albums and stuff, like if you look at the lyrical content of like Unwellness, it's very much like almost a return to form of like Eco and that era of esoteric, obtuse lyrics that are very segmented. The syntax is very unique. I'd say it's very unique syntax, doesn't follow traditional sentence syntax, doesn't have a clear meaning like that's super obvious. It might be like open to interpretation or like take a second to digest or something. And as far as topics, like I'm trying not to do just like the self-flagellation of like I hate myself, I want to die, kill myself type thing. I'm trying not to do the like I love this girl, I'm obsessed with her and she doesn't want me kind of thing. I'm trying not to do the like I'm so rich and I have this much money and I shoot people that thing. Like I'm so sick of that, like in my own music.
Yeah.
Like I don't even like most of my own music as much as half as much as the fans do. Yeah,
Call
fuck
the
that.
ops. Click my dick.
Smoke blunts, get high like helicopters. Don't fuck with the oppas.
Hey.
Live performance right here, right now, man.
Right now, man. Right now.
Now this is really good. I'm glad we got to get this in. I'm sorry that I was it was kind of difficult, but I was just, you know, I get in these moods, you know, it's like you catch me at the right time. The main thing right now, I just I feel like 2021 was like an awful year for me, awful. But 2022, I was kind of like rising from the ashes, kind of like, you know, waking up in a daze, like having to come face to face with my demons, whatever. Then 2023, this year, I've been like scouting everything out, thinking about where I want to go, what I want to do, and how I want to do it, and what I like to look at, and how I want to manifest that into the real world, and what I want to hear, and how I can manifest that in my music, and etc. And so that's been like the precursor to drum roll 2024, which hopefully will be like my doing stuff year. So get ready, America and other countries.
Get ready. Lil soda-boi coming to some AirPods near you.
Oh God. No, but it's getting kind of hot out here. I think I'm probably gonna have to cut this short. But this was really dope. This was super awesome.
Yes, sir. I agree.
And
I agree.
We'll do it. We'll do it again. Another episode. Another Little soda-boi episode. Comment in the comments if you want another Little soda-boi episode. Okay.
Absolutely. Put it in the comments if you want more Little soda-boi.
Please. All right.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace.